Now, the three main elements of self-control. Now, first I must start off by saying my brand is self-mastery psychology. Now, you may ask, what is self-mastery and what is self-mastery psychology? Now, self-mastery is basically self-control. Or in other words, it's having a high level of achievement of self-control, self-acceptance, self-confidence, and self-clarity based upon a detailed analyzation and a lifelong journey of self-study and self-observation and self-experimentation. And self-mastery psychology is the science of self-control, or in other words, the study of self-mastery. So today I'm going to speak about the three main elements of self-control. Now, in order to achieve self-control, first you must understand the depthness or the depth of what it means to master oneself and to master one's thinking as well as emotions and behavioral expressions. Now, just to start off is by saying the definition, self-control can be defined as one's conscious ability to control the direction of their thinking, emotions, and behavior expressions. So the more and more you master your thinking, because if you have no control over your behavior, then you have no control over your reality or your destiny. So the amount of success a person achieves in life is based upon their mental perception of self and their self-image. So how you perceive yourself is based upon how much you have mastered thought control. Or in other words, the best question is how much do you study your thinking and how much do you set your intent towards producing a solution-based mindset. So in other words, you can have a solution-based focus or a problem-based focus. So you can consciously direct your focus towards solutions or problems. Now, we can basically control our thinking with our intentional thinking, or we can be controlled by our unintentional, subconscious, automatic thinking. So the more and more you master thought control, or in other words, the more and more you control your thinking, the more and more you control your emotions. And your emotions drive your behavior. So when you achieve thought control, you achieve emotional control. And once you achieve emotional control, then you can consciously and intentionally manifest yourself, which is self-manifestation, or in other words, your self-expression or your self-presentation can be highly effective. So you want to be a self-mastery achiever, or in other words, a high performer. So you basically want to maintain a high vibrational mental perception of yourself so that you can be highly effective with your hand movements, your expressions, and your conveyance in a way in which you articulate your truth. So you master yourself through mastering your thinking. So one must study their thinking, observe their thinking, and learn how to basically detach from certain thoughts. So you must observe your thoughts, and I challenge you to observe the one observing the thoughts and basically identify and separate your thoughts about reality versus the true actual reality at hand. So in other words, perception is not always reality. So whatever you believe to be true becomes your reality based upon what you choose to basically see, you can perceive a present moment situation based upon a negative past memory. So you have this term called transference. It's when you bring negative past beliefs, generalizations, or assumptions from the past into the present to whereas it interferes with your present moment perception of reality. So a person can say something or do something, and we can assume their intentions, and we can assume that the person said whatever they said for the same reason as the person in the past. But this person may have done the same thing or said the same thing for a total different reason. So in other words, you can be driving and somebody can cut you off and you can think they did it intentionally. But in other words, they could have done it with not looking in their rear view. They could have not been aware that you was right beside them. They could have just been moving too automatically and too impulsively. So in other words, you have to seek a high level of understanding of life situations. You have to seek to find a spiritual message in every moment and every second. And always know why you think the thoughts in which you think and why you feel the way in which you feel emotionally. So study your behavior habits, and the more and more you change your brain structure through learning new things and basically motivating yourself, it's going to create new neural pathways within the brain, which is going to alter your subconscious belief as well as your self-image and mental perception of yourself. And once that change, then your emotional habits and emotional addictions can go from being negative to positive, and then you can manifest yourself on a high vibrational level, and you can basically display a high level of energy. So always study your thinking, study your thoughts. Remember that someone else thinking doesn't matter without your thinking about their thinking. Your thoughts give value to things and not the other way around. Master your thinking and book a session with Self-Mastery Psychology. Self-Mastery Psychology is the science of self-control. And I have a book, an ebook that's coming out very soon. And it's going to be basically close to 200 pages. And basically I have so much information to provide. And all I can say to you all, basically be joyful. There's a difference between happiness and joy. Joy is a higher vibration over happiness. So basically be joyful. Happiness is temporary. Joy is something long lasting. It's a lifestyle. It's a emotional habit. It's a positive emotional habit. And seek the spiritual message in every situation. Sometimes life has to make things fall out of place just to fall back into place, or life has to pull you back just to slingshot you forward. So know that you're spiritually protected and know who you truly are. Live an experience of who you truly are. Own your experiences. Own your rare experiences. Relive positive past achievements. Focus on past positivity instead of past negativity. So have a solution-based focus and don't have a problem-based focus. So master your thinking with Self-Mastery Psychology.